Partnerships are vital to our global outreach, enabling us to take the love and hope of Jesus Christ to those who need it most. Our Boots on the Ground Partnership Program physically ministers to those in desperate situations all over the world. The Israel Partnership furthers Kim's legacy of outreach to Israel and Jewish people worldwide. We invite you to become a partner today. Join us today and be part of a community that inspires hope, brings restoration to life, and often healing from the past. Together, we can make a difference, and we thank you for your ongoing support.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Israel Update. Today I'm joined by Doobie. I'm so happy to have him with me. Doobs, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Christie.
You know, for everybody out there watching, the eyes of the world really were watching this debate that took place between President Trump and Vice President Harris on Tuesday. And the thing that I really just want to speak about today, and Doobie obviously generally has other things that he'd like to add and any other updates he might want to give us. But I think that the one thing that was painfully obvious during this debate was the lack of fact-checking, specifically when it came to Vice President Harris. And so I want to talk and focus about Israel and each candidate's track record when it comes to Israel. So we're doing our own debate fact check here. So Doobs, let's start off with the good. Nobody, actually people do deny it because there's just a spirit of blindness on people. But what President Trump did for Israel, I think, I can't really think of very many other leaders that have done as much. What do you think about that?
It's short and easy. It's a fact. Nobody, no other president, no other leader of the world has done more for Israel in terms of any aspect than Donald Trump. Literally recognizing Jerusalem to be the eternal capital of Israel and moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Recognizing and acknowledging that the Golan Heights is an essential part of the state of Israel and belongs to Israel now forever, even to the extent of we have a new town, you can say, settlement in the Golan Heights, literally called Trump Heights. Giving Israel any help that we ever needed, coming to pray at the Western Wall, building up the whole backtrack and the entire background, including all the Abrahamic Accords. Sending his son-in-law, his family to Israel multiple times, putting the best American ambassador to Israel ever, to really bring the facts from Israel to the U.S., keeping an open door for any necessity and anything that Israel ever needed in terms of security. You can continue, but definitely he's been the number one president for Israel since the beginning of the new establishment of the state of Israel, literally.
Yes, and that's something for people to be aware of. You know, everybody's got their issue, especially in this election. Everybody's got a hill that they're prepared to die on. For me, it's Israel. Israel is the key point to everything. I wish I could vote. I can't. But you know, when it comes down to making the decision about where our vote is cast, every single person has got their issue. For a lot of people, it's illegal immigration. For some people, it's the economy. For other people, it's abortion. There's different things. For me, the hill that I'm prepared to die on is Israel. And the issue that I had with the debate, I don't think it was President Trump's finest performance. I do think that he was baited and took the bait. But this is their entire campaign is running on people hating President Trump more than they care about policy. And for somebody who cares about Israel, we have to look at each candidate and look at their track record, not of what they said, but of what they did. And the point that is being made over and over again is that Vice President Harris has been vice president for a number of years now. And at the end of the day, the people that she's aligned with, and Doobs, this is something I want to, come to you about. The people that she's aligned with are the squad. They're anti-Semitic. Whether you're talking about Ilhan Omar, whether you're talking about AOC, whether you're talking about that Tlaib woman, whoever it is, you're talking about a group of people who are anti-Semitic. This woman's father was a Marxist professor. Her philosophy is her ethos, it's Marxist. And at the end of the day, she refused to meet with Bibi Netanyahu when he came, and she refused to attend his speech when he came and spoke to Congress. What do you think about her track record in general when it comes to Israel?
Well, she went hand by hand alongside with Biden, who's been the worst president for Israel ever. Don't buy into the story that he came to Israel to show support and to help us in the beginning of this war. They literally came to Israel to hold us back. And we can see still until now, everything she speaks about is this war should end. This war should end. It has to end immediately. She's not really talking about how it should end. She's not really talking about the fact that, Israel has hostages there. She says some very vague announcements, throwing them up there in the air. But literally, this couple, Biden-Harris, they've been the worst administration for Israel in the history. Banning Israel from receiving weapons and ammunition during a wartime when we was most necessary.
Yes.
Literally going together with Rashida Tlaib, the Quad, all these people talking in Detroit when she was in Michigan, speaking on behalf of the American administration and trying to tell the Muslim population over there that they're going to restrain Israel. Not really understanding the role of Israel in the Middle East, literally the biggest and the only real ally to America in this part of the world. There's no debate over here.
Yeah.
She hasn't done anything in favor of Israel. Tried to humiliate Benjamin Netanyahu. Obviously, Bibi is Bibi, got over 50 standing ovation when he was speaking in the Congress. And but you could see her true face and her real color when she chose to be in her private whatever reunion she had to go or something like this when the biggest ally of America is coming, literally speaking and almost to beg for the lives of our nation, and to the support that is so much needed right now, bringing families of hostages, people to show literally to put the opportunity to the American elected politicians to show compassion towards what's happening in Israel, and she chose not to be there. And I heard a few things about this debate. She comes from the world of justice, as she calls it, and you say that the person is innocent until proven guilty, and she's been speaking about Donald Trump as if he's been already convicted and talking a very high legal language to him and trying to provoke him on that manner. But I think he didn't do so well in this debate, I would say a little bit, but his actions are speaking better than his words.
Exactly.
And her, we've heard she's been probably preparing so tough and so much towards this debate, because we've heard other speeches and words and things she said. The lady, she couldn't hold a sentence together.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think it just comes down to the fact that she's not fit for the job for so many reasons, but the biggest problem from what I can see is just her stance on Israel. That if I was to pinpoint one issue, it's how she has acted towards Israel, not the things she said. She's the one who said, don't go into Rafah. She's the one who tried to put pressure alongside President Biden to put pressure on Israel to withdraw, to not do what they needed to do. And so that's something that I just want everybody to remember. We're going to be focusing on all of these things leading up to the election, but we have to remember this is not just about America. This is about the world. This is about democracy. This is about freedom. This is about Israel's right to defend itself. This is about making sure that Israel never, ever has to be told, oh, you have to divide Jerusalem. Oh, we need to look at a two-state solution. This is about somebody who's going to be an ally and who's going to stand with Israel no matter what, and always say we support the right of Israel to defend itself. That is the key here. That's my takeaway from the situation.
Of course, and you know, this is, I mean, she could have won her world if she was smart enough, you know, at this very moment, because just hours before this debate, the spokesman of the Israeli military showed a video of the tunnels, this narrow, little, tiny, short tunnel where these 6 poor hostages were kept and slaughtered and murdered by Hamas. And this was, she could buy her world by just saying, we have seen that, and Israel has to turn the ground upside down and destroy Gaza until they release their people from those tunnels, from these conditions. We will back up Israel with whatever 1 ton, 2 ton bombs, whatever they need in order to destroy all these underground city that gives shelter and cover to those terrible Nazis, these terrorists. You know, a woman who was 103 years old, survivor of the Holocaust. She was crying and speaking about how she survived the Holocaust. And she said it wasn't as tough as what she's seen being in that tunnels. I mean, the Holocaust in her mind wasn't that tough, like keeping people like animals. Not even animals should be kept in these conditions over there. And no running water, nothing, no sanitary, and no visits from the Red Cross, and no visits from any medical teams or anything like that. And instead of speaking about how this is not humane and how this whole should be literally being resolved, I mean, with America's support to Israel to go and do what needs to be done. Because if America would have supported us all the way, you know, a war that is all out straight from the beginning, it would have been done. We could have finished that. They were willing to surrender, and every time they get a second win because America is putting pressure on Israel and on Bibi, and Sinwar is toughening their request and their claims. So how can you negotiate like this? We spoke about it last week, I think, or I spoke about it. I don't remember exactly what interview that I had recently, and I said, you know, Mr. Barnes, the head of the CIA, as if he doesn't have the entire world to deal with. Ukraine, Russia, Afghanistan, Iran, whatever is going on. He is dedicating himself 100% to the negotiations between Israel and Hamas. I mean, Israel and Hamas, this is where it's coming to Qatar and to Egypt and all these places. Why? Because this administration in America has zero legacy to demonstrate, and Biden wants to say that he finished the war in Israel, so he sends his number one weapon, his top-notch person, the head of the CIA, to try and bend our, you know, twist our arms and bend us over so we can surrender to the demands of Hamas, and that's what's happening. They have zero legacy. This couple, they haven't done anything good either for the Middle East nor for Israel. And you know what? God is watching, and I hope that people are not going to listen to this stupid whatever polls that there's a draw and they are all together. We heard what Kim was prophesying, 2 terms, and that's what's going to be.
That's what we're praying for. That's what we're standing for outright, because Israel is forever, and that is the heartbeat that we carry here. Thank you so much for watching.
You know, one thing before you stop. One thing, you know, I've been slammed and banned from working and all kinds of stuff like this. After we went together with Done, yourself, with Charlie, we stood in front of the White House, in front of the Capitol, spoke and prayed for Donald Trump to be elected and for the righteousness to be thrilled, to be thriving and to come forth. And liberal extremist lefty Jewish organizations in the US said, you know what, we heard you there. We're not going to give you work as a tour guide for us in Israel, whatever. And companies said to me that they're not going to engage me. And you know what? It didn't make a difference. I worked like crazy. Everything was great. and the right president was elected, and then even people that didn't understand in the beginning, all of a sudden they were dancing when the embassy moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. They were so happy when Israel signed 5 peace treaties with Arab nations surrounding us. That was the key point. And those people are thinking right now that they can go with the side that is radical left and liberal like this. It's not going to do good for Israel, but it's not going to do any good for America as well.
It's so true. Thank you so much for watching. We really are committed to bringing the truth to you as best as we can and to giving you a perspective that is outside of just what you would get with the news, because we are rooted in biblical principles. So thank you again, and we'll see you next week. As always, every Friday we have a new show for you here at israelupdate.org. God bless you. Do not miss this week of Real Life, Real Faith. It is our 3rd week with our incredible guest from South Africa, Dr. Tim, who is a clinical psychologist. She's got her PhD in clinical psychology. And today, Pastor Fire and I are going to be speaking to her about Christians and medication. This is not something you want to miss. I know it's kind of a taboo topic for some people, but you don't want to miss this. So make sure you go to real-faith.tv now and watch our latest episode.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my 2 best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size, only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size, only $99.98. Don't delay, order today.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.